How can you come to a wet fit and don't expect for you to get wet? You don't know it's blows you go get. You watching SAT TV.
Bring out the reading, SAT Telecoms.
Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Amelia George, your presenter. In our top stories, the Irish kid wins 2014 Junior Monarch competition. Former New York DJ indicted on child exploitation charge in the Caribbean. Ukrainian President Yanukovych agrees to early election. Details of these will follow.
You're watching SAT Telecoms.
Welcome back. On the 10th anniversary of the Eden and Amelia Baptist Memorial Foundation, the organization donated several items to persons and groups in the community of St. Joseph. Every year, the non-profit foundation seeks to support, protect, and enhance the quality of life for Dominicans.
The Eden and Amelia Baptist Memorial Foundation is a non-profit charitable organization dedicated to supporting, protecting, and enhancing the quality of life for Dominicans. The foundation endorses and supports programs in areas such as healthcare service, education, arts, youth development, elderly care, and cultural events. The foundation also seeks to serve as a beacon of generosity that inspires people into giving back and making positive changes in the life of others.
In keeping with Mr. and Mrs. Baptist's compassion and humanity, their children founded the Eden and Amelia Baptist Foundation in 2003. This year, the organization donated $140,000 worth of cash and kind in items. District Education Officer Mrs. Margaret Royer says the donation of books to the Ministry of Education is important in meeting the island's goal of having all students perform at or above their grade level.
We have what you call a strategic plan, and one of our goals in this strategic plan of the Ministry of Education is to ensure that students are literate and numerate at or above their grade level. And one of our key performance indicators is to have at least 90% of all students in our Dominica schools reading and doing mathematics at or above their grade level. So these books and all the other educational materials will complement our goal to ensure that we have a literate and numerate community.
For the last 10 years, the foundation has donated in cash and kind $2,334,000 US. Recipients include the Yes We Care program, various schools and health centers on the island, and the Ministry of Education, among others. Honorable Kelva Daru, parliamentary representative of the St. Joseph constituency, says he is pleased to be part of the ceremony, as a lot of times negative things are said about the community.
And the Eden and Amelia Baptist Foundation, they have a track record of giving back to the community of St. Joseph and Dominica by extension. I am very pleased that this family is from the community of St. Joseph, because a lot of times we have a lot of negative things coming from this community, but this is a testament that here in St. Joseph we have good things happening.
He urged persons to support the foundation when it hosts its 10th annual dinner and dance ceremony at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, February 22nd. Tickets are available at DNS in Roseau near the Old Jay's bookstore. In more news, the Dominica branch of Toastmasters International seems to be having quite an impact on young persons in Dominica. To date, the Nature Island Toastmasters Club has over 45 members and is quickly picking up pace since its debut in May 2013. Mr. Brian Mead, representative for Nature Island Toastmasters, gives more details.
It's the 117th club of 117 clubs within the region. It belongs, well, we are part of Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International is a public service club, which what we do, we develop the individual skills in public speaking and leadership. All right. We belong to District 81 of the region. Toastmasters International stretches from Jamaica in the north to Suriname in the south.
Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that operates clubs worldwide for the purpose of helping members improve their communication, public speaking, and leadership skills.
We teach members to become better speakers and also better leaders through projects which we do at our meetings. Everybody takes part in it, right? So we have, like, for example, and it's a certified program. So to become a competent communicator, which is called a CC, you must complete 10 project speeches.
The certified course provides members with instruction manuals to better develop the art. According to Mr. Mead, it is the fastest growing group in the Caribbean.
We are the fastest growing group in the Caribbean. We created history by being formed in a club after only 2 meetings. We now have over 45 members, and we have one of the highest retention of membership participation to date in a club.
Each meeting includes an accounter, grammarian, timer, speech evaluator, general evaluator, and a topics master implemented to improve speaking skills. Members meet on the first Thursday of every month at 6 p.m. on the Baffin State campus of the Dominica State College and must be 18 and older. In other stories, Mrs. Natasha Yeloy Labad, member of the Castle Comfort Development Committee, is calling on persons to assist them in an initiative to help those affected by the trough system that took place on Christmas Eve last year. According to Mrs. Yeloy Labad, the residents of Castle Comfort still have not returned to normalcy following the incident.
We have identified a number of community risks that were presented to us at a February 6th meeting, and one of those being the river. We met, of course, to discuss river matters, but also considering that the hurricane season is less than 4 months away, now about 3 months away, we've recognized that there are some persons within the community who need our support.
He added there are a number of possible risks that have been posed to the community, as it is in the flash flood zone.
We have the food. What we need is mussels, and so we are going to, of course, sound the call to, if you are available this Saturday, that's tomorrow, Saturday the 22nd, from 8 o'clock we will be there on the Castle Comfort Road, and we will be further up all the way, so just walk until you see a group of people, and we shall be plowing away at stones and dirt that has found itself inside of homes.
Pilau and drinks are on the menu.
We have tried to source some tools, and so there will be some tools and shovels, so wheelbarrow and pickaxe I think would be needed. But we are also saying to persons, if you own a shovel or pickaxe or any sort of digging tool, I would suggest that you bring it along, because we don't want that we have the muscle and the hands and we are short of tools. So we've got 2 contractors, Mr. Gabriel Mesidor, who is committed to providing some support, and Mr. Wilmer Clement, who live in our community, who has said that they would happily provide some tools.
Mrs. Yeloy Labad sends thanks to the Evergreen Hotel, residents of the Castle Comfort community, and everyone who has provided financial support for the movement, and urged everyone to come along and help in the cause. In other stories, 13-year-old Lamar Irish Kid Irish showed what true perseverance is about when he finally won the 2014 Junior Monarch Calypso show in his 4th year of participation in the competition. Irish of the St. John's Academy in Portsmouth defeated 13 other competitors with his song entitled I Choosing Calypso at the Harlem Plaza in Newtown on Thursday, February 20th, 2014.
They say my song was too big for me. With social issues that create controversy, that boy should be kept away from the stage. It's Calypso for people of older age. Tell them I need to be creative and more innovative. They all to frustrate me. They think I'm nobody. I love the Calypso with all my heart, and if you take it from me, I will get back. So tell them for me. Calypso is me, and I am Calypso.
The 2013 Junior Calypso monarch, Nashelle Walsh, was unable to participate as she reached age 16, the limit of the competition. Janie Jackson of the Convent High School placed first runner-up with Convent Rules.
SMA say there is massive men like DGS coming to British school. When they asked Convent what she had to say, she can't wear herself and she takes away. Convent, boy, what is your Shrek? Convent, better about the rest. Convent, go check this stats. Convent, well, since the turn of the century, we have more graduates than anybody in the region. When come to school, tell them Convent road. Oh yeah, yeah, he's so
Danielle De Ali Shillingford of the Convent Preparatory School with Stand Tall placed second, and Nia Nika Burnett of the Wesley High School placed third with Voice of the Youth. They were judged based on lyrics, 35 points, melody, 35 points, rendition, 20 points, and presentation, 10 points. The other participants were Mighty Kiki and Keisha of the St. Martin Secondary School, Messenger of the Convent High School, DJ Maya of the Convent Preparatory School, the X Factor, and the Rocket of the St. Mary's Primary. Dr. Chucky of the Community High School singing Chrissy of the Dominica Grammar School and Princess Shells of the Northeast Comprehensive School were also participants. The event is organized annually by the Leo Club of Dominica. In more news, General Secretary of the DPSU, Dominica Public Service Union, Mr. Thomas Deta, says the employees of the PWC Public Works Corporation may soon engage in protest action following a 3-week deadline he gave to management of the PWC to address concerns raised by staff, which to date goes unresolved.
Some of those issues have been outstanding for some time, and we consider them as very important. We have repeatedly said that some of them, because they are so important, we need to deal with them almost immediately to try to resolve them, while there are others which we believe that we can understand that it will need some time to be resolved. But things like, for example, the payment or the non-payment to Social Security, since it is affecting the employees' benefits, that is something that we believe that need to be resolved immediately. The question of employers' liability insurance and medical insurance, since these have been on the table for a long time.
A meeting scheduled for the Board of Directors of the PWC and the DPSU, in addition to the staff, to discuss the issues has yet to materialize. The employees' last protest action took place on the morning of Thursday, January 9, 2014, where they complained of a number of issues, including late salary payment and job uncertainty, as the site of the corporation has been earmarked for the construction of a 5-star hotel by the government.
And the employees, the union, nobody has indicated to us as to what the future of the employees is. Whether they will be relocated somewhere, where are they going to be relocated, whether they will continue to be employed. So that is a big issue, and we believe that it is disrespectful. If people have been around, they have come and look at the area, at the place, that is people from overseas. We have no idea of what is going to happen to the employees.
At the time of the protest, Mr. Later revealed that a number of provisions in the collective agreement have not been adhered to and have been violated. The former manager of the corporation, Mr. Edison Henry, resigned while on vacation leave in January of this year. Efforts to contact Minister for Public Works, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, for comment have proved futile. In other stories, one young man was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital following an accident in Fonkole in the morning of Friday, February 21st, 2014. The incident occurred at about 8:15 a.m. near the Fonkole bus stop, leaving a long backlog of traffic for vehicles traveling in and out of the city. Based on an eyewitness report, the incident occurred when a young man traveling on a Yamaha scooter, registration number PS724, in a northerly direction, lost control and fell from his scooter, sliding across the road, and came to a stop under a passenger bus. Luckily for the young man, the Toyota Hiace bus, registration number HE396, was not in motion, but had stopped to load passengers traveling into the city at the time. The eyewitness reported that following the incident, the young man was conscious and walked to the bus stop, where he sat bleeding from his head before the ambulance personnel arrived to transport him to the hospital. The extent of his injuries are unknown. However, he may have suffered head trauma from the accident. It is suspected that the bald head tire on the back of his scooter may have been a contributing factor in the accident. Further details are sketchy. However, SAT TV will provide an update as soon as more information becomes available. Head of the Plant Quarantine Office, Mr. Ryan Allentel, says there is a Plant Protection Act of 1996 which states it is illegal to bring in any agricultural produce without an import permit. This still occurs in Dominica. He said another problem is when plant material enters the country from fruits and vegetables imported by local businesses. This occurs for apples, Irish potatoes, and grapes, although there are strict requirements enforced by quarantine officers for importing such produce. Mr. Anthem spoke on the issue following the discovery of an apple with plant material that was found in a bag of apples purchased at a local supermarket.
Recently, what we have intercepted is the fruits. I can speak of the apples coming with small branches and leaves. These is of high risk to the country. Insect pests, eggs, and other pathogens can accompany the fruits into the bringing pests into the country. So we're asking the clients, our trading partners, and everybody involved in the trading of fresh fruits and vegetables to comply to these requirements. The requirement is basically to fumigate the fruits that is coming into the country. There should be no leaves, no soil, no roots attached to the fruits and vegetables. And I will repeat, bringing leaves, roots and soil into the country, this is really a pathway for pests and diseases to enter into the country.
According to him, they have a fundamental role to play to prevent the entry of exotic pests into the country, including black cicatoha, citrus greening, and giant African snail. Mr. Ansem added they are also concerned to the lethal yellowing disease presently in St. Kitts, which attacks many species of palms, including some commercially important species such as the coconut and date palm.
So we have to protect the borders of the country, and that is why we are urging people involved in the trade to comply to the requirements. When you bring in leaves and other planting material into the country, you are basically bringing risky material that can encourage the entry of pests and diseases into the country.
He said the quarantine officers in the country exporting the produce and those importing the produce have an important role to ensure no illegal plant material, pests, disease, or soil enters the country. Mr. Ansel noted soil especially can bring in pathogens, so it is important that they dialogue with their trading partners to enforce a no-tolerance restriction on soil.
The quarantine officer that a station on all ports of entry have a fundamental and important role to play, not only quarantine but customs and port border control, to ensure that the goods and the agricultural produce is free from pests and free from other contaminants that can harm plants, animals and humans. So they do a representative sample, the percentage, 10% of sampling on the ports of entry. If the commodity is of high risk, the percentage of inspection will be higher. And time to time, what you find is that some countries do not comply to the requirements, and you will get some leaves and some excess soil. So we are constantly improving, building capacity to improve our inspection and certification at the ports.
He said they cannot do it alone and is asking the general public to assist in allowing the quarantine officers to conduct their inspections at various ports of entry to ensure pests, diseases and invasive species stay away from the country.
These finances and resources could go into other social programs such as our education and health sector. And one can speak of the Black Cigar Takeaway presently costing us millions of dollars to manage. So again, we all have to play our part. We can contact the Plant Protection and Quarantine Unit at the Botanical Gardens for more information. Our numbers are 266-3803 or 3820, or email us at agriquarantin@gmail.com or agriquarantin@dominica.gov.dm. So again, we're asking people to come in, dialogue with us and apply for an import permit for the importation of agricultural produce.
The Plant Protection and Quarantine Services of the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry Division is the lead institution charged with the protection of Dominica's agricultural resources. In other stories, despite reports that the death of Ms. Kiwani Samuel of Marigot was ruled as a suicide, one top investigator from the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force says this is not so, and in fact her death is being investigated as a homicide. The investigator said although the incident may have exhibited circumstances of a suicide, from day one of the investigations he knew it was a suspected homicide. 30-year-old Mr. McKiff George of Maho, Samuel's partner at the time, was transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital after suffering from lacerations to his head. He was treated and admitted at about 6 a.m. on Sunday, February 2nd, 2014, while the body of his girlfriend, 27-year-old Miss Kiwani Samuel, was at 8:30 a.m. that same day discovered locked in the bathroom of her home with lacerations to her body and a knife stuck to her throat. The police officer said the investigation is being conducted only by the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force officers and not by any foreign investigator, as reported by a media house. He confirmed, however, that there was a foreign crime scene specialist from Barbados that spent a few hours in Dominica, assisting in only the crime scene aspect of the investigation, as Dominica does not have a crime scene specialist. He added, from time to time, they may request the assistance of foreign experts, as we do not have the proper crime lab in Dominica to be utilized by the police force in major crimes such as this one. Mr. George is currently in police custody, assisting with the homicide investigation. The family of Ms. Samuel has also hired attorney-at-law Tiani B. Hansen to privately investigate the matter, as they say their daughter had several reasons to want to live, ruling out claims she committed suicide. The attorneys attempt to have Ms. Samuel's body unearthed so there can be closer inspections of the cuts she received have been unsuccessful to date. Members of the public who may have any information regarding this incident are asked to call the police hotline at 1-800-4468 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. In more news, it was another exciting time at the Stardom Calypso tent when they introduced Make or Break Night. The Energizer began the show with a rather awkward entry, singing his song titled Climate Change. He was followed by former two-time Calypso King and Stardom Monarch of the tent, Observer.
My friends tell me be careful about your lyrics. They will ban your song. They will ban your song. I I hope you have nothing bad but scary in your lyrics, cause they will ban your song. They will ban your song. So don't talk about no big bubble or none of them government minister scandal. Say a new peace in the nation. Why? A new peace in the nation. Between mask and pasta, no. A new peace in the nation. Between scaries and Linton, no. A new peace in the nation. Between me and my brother man.
Following these performances were Mighty DBS, Ghetto Prince, Mighty Jack, Big Jeff, Sour, Alicia, Checker, Black Diamond, and Dino. The more entertaining part of the show seemed to be Carnival promoter and master of ceremonies Mr. Val Youngberg Coffee when he sent the audience into a laughing riot with his short skit performances.
Because we Dominicans can go to hell. Then Ambrose will be saying, I should have really poke here. Oh, you lose. The Lennox lose, eh? Lennox lose, man. No election, Big Chief for Lennox. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to between you and me. I've just lost the election, but I'm back. And then, you wake up in the morning, man. Good morning, Dominica. All you are the most stupid people to elect this corrupt government again. Who's that? Angelo?
Other performances including that of Walksock, Lugas, Scrunter, Stingray, Daddy Chess, The Web, Jammer B, Hardline, Checo, Chris B, Hunter, JD, Mighty OP, and Shadow Flow. Winners from the Stardom Make or Break competition will advance to the Stardom Monarch of the 10th next week when the 10th hosts its final show. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.